Good evening to you all, and thank you for joining us here on Rwanda Television News tonight. We do hope you had yourselves a productive Thursday. Now here's a sneak peek of our edition. Experts who analyze the use of the Kinyarwanda language believe that the government should establish comprehensive policies to protect the language, preserve it, and safeguard it from distortions such as excessive mixing with foreign languages. By no later than January 15, 2026, all government employees across the country, it's estimated at over 300,000, are required to have completed trainings in artificial intelligence, according to the Ministry of Public Service and Labor. We are glad to have your company tonight, coming to you straight from the heart of Africa, Kigali, and my name is Martina Abera. Now, experts who analyze the use of the Kinyarwanda language believe that the government should establish comprehensive policies to protect the language, preserve it, and safeguard it from distortions such as excessive mixing with foreign languages. They warn that if Kinyarwanda is not given sufficient attention in this fast-changing era, it could face serious risks. The use of the Kinyarwanda language in contemporary society has become a concern for many people, particularly those involved in cultural preservation. In classrooms, students explain that learning Kinyarwanda provides a strong foundation for preserving Rwandan culture. Because school administrations that prioritize Kinyarwanda allocate adequate time to its teaching, students are able to excel in national competitions that promote proper speaking and effective use of the Kinyarwanda language. However, despite such positive examples, the situation is not the same across all schools or among the general population when it comes to the proper use of Kinyarwanda. A cultural author and language expert stresses that the government must take deliberate steps to rescue and protect the Kinyarwanda language from threats to its integrity. According to Ambassador Robert Masozera, Director General of the Rwanda Cultural Heritage Academy, various institutions have begun implementing measures aimed at restoring and strengthening the proper use of the Kinyarwanda language. A cultural heritage survey conducted in 2025 revealed that Kinyarwanda is used by 99.4% of Rwandans and is spoken as the only language by 90% of the population. However, 70.6% of respondents indicated that Kinyarwanda is not being used properly today, both in writing and in speech. Moving ahead, by no later than January 15, 2026, all government employees across the country, estimated at over 300,000, are required to have completed trainings in artificial intelligence, AI, according to the Ministry of Public Service and Labor. Adam Squizera has more.
Across the country, a number of entrepreneurs have already started harnessing artificial intelligence in their businesses. Nyensenga Robert is among those who have begun using AI to enhance the business activities he's involved in. Some of the jobs that are increasingly being replaced by AI include secretarial services and call center operations. Mabuka Carol has developed the technology that performs such tasks more efficiently, and he explains the advantage of using this technology compared to relying on human labor.
Some of the jobs that we've always had traditionally have been receptionists and call care agents, or customer care agents, as we used to know them. But the problem with that is they get tired, they work in shifts, they can get angry with the customer. But with AI, you tell it what to say. You give it everything about the company. And so when you call with an issue, it can help you the same way the human would help you. The thing is, it doesn't sleep. It's 24 hours. You can get the help that you want. It doesn't complain. It doesn't ask for raises. And so it doesn't ask for lunch. And so those are the benefits that we have. Right now, though, it cannot speak in Kinyarwanda, but it speaks in English, in French, in Kiswahili, or in any other 27 languages that we have.
AI is also playing a significant role in supporting people with vision impairments, as it helps them to distinguish different cards they use and identify the denominations of banknotes they possess. Nationwide, government employees are estimated to be over 300,000. All of them have been given a deadline of January 15 to complete 4 AI-related training modules. and obtain certification through online and self-learning platforms. The Minister of Public Service and Labour, Ambassador Christine Murikinga, says that these AI trainings for all public servants aim to equip them with basic AI knowledge so that they can deliver services more efficiently and effectively.
That is why I'm pleased to share that a national initiative is underway to train all public servants in artificial intelligence. This training is designed as a practical and accessible introduction to AI in the public sector. It covers key concepts such as what AI is and what it is not, how it is already being used in government, and how it can support everyday work across different roles and institutions. Importantly, the training places strong emphasis on ethical and responsible use. It addresses data protection, privacy, transparency, bias, and the continuous importance of human judgment and oversight. AI should support public servants, not replace them, and must always be used in ways that uphold public values and public trust. This program is intended for all public servants, regardless of technical background. You do not need to be an IT expert to benefit from it. The goal is to build a shared baseline of understanding so that, as an administration, we can adopt AI tools in a coordinated, informed, and responsible manner. Through this training, we aim to strengthen institutional capacity, reduce risks associated with misuse or misunderstanding of AI, and ensure that innovation in the public sector remains people-centered and inclusive. I encourage every public servant to engage with this training openly and proactively. Your participation is essential to ensure that Rwanda harnesses the benefits of artificial intelligence while safeguarding ethics, accountability, and service to the citizens. Together, we can ensure that AI serves as a tool to enhance public service delivery and support our collective mission of building an effective, modern, and trusted public administration.
In April 2023, the Cabinet approved Rwanda's artificial intelligence policy, placing the country among the 16 African nations with an AI policy. Furthermore, during the World Economic Forum held in Davos, Switzerland, Rwanda's Artificial Intelligence Center, AI Center, was approved, making Rwanda one of the 21 countries worldwide with such a center.
The Brazilian ambassador to Rwanda, Irene Vida Gala, assured continued cooperation and collaboration between Rwanda and Brazil in various sectors, including education, noting that in the near future, Brazil will host students from Rwanda. And our Gladys has the report.
On Thursday, the Speaker of the Chamber of Deputies, Honorable Gertrude Casargua, held discussions with the Brazilian ambassador to Rwanda, Irene Vida Gala, emphasizing the importance of strengthening cooperation between Rwanda and Brazil for development.
I had the opportunity to come today to the Parliament of Rwanda to a courtesy call to basically establish the beginning of relations between the Parliament here and the Brazilian Parliament. It was a very nice meeting. I think the friendship between us is already evident in the good way and the warm reception that I had. Of course, we had ways ahead now to work. Democracy is strong in Brazil, and when we see the examples of Rwanda, what you are doing in developing your country is very good. So I'm sure that from this initial visit, we can do more. We are here is to do everything in every field. We can start from cooperation in the area of trade and investment because, the peoples all over the world, over history, they get together through trade. So this is something for us to start with. I'm very enthusiastic about cooperation in the area of academics, of universities. We expect to send to receive some Rwandans in Brazil soon. And of course, arts, football, sports. And as I have already mentioned, there is this idea that I present to the CEO of RDB to have the Visit Rwanda symbol in one of our teams. I believe it's a strong way of promoting Rwanda into Brazil, where we have more than 200 million people. And of course, a good number of these people would be interested to come and visit Rwanda. So I think it's a good way of promoting the country, its history, its tourism, and the opportunities that we have here.
The Speaker of the Chamber of Deputies, Honorable Gertrude Kazargwa, explained that their discussions also included strengthening cooperation between the parliaments of the two countries.
Mpereye ku byo tuganiriye no kuvuga ko no bucuti hagati y'ibihugu byombi cyane cyane mu nteko ishinga amategeko.
Our discussions focused on strengthening relations between the two countries, particularly at the parliamentary level, so that the Parliament of Brazil and ours of Rwanda can establish cooperation and formal partnerships. Although there are currently few Brazilians in Rwanda, discussions are ongoing as cooperation in trade, investment, and education will help Brazilians become more familiar with Rwanda and encourage them to visit the country.
Abo muri Brazil bamenye u Rwanda kandi bakarushaka.
Rwanda and Brazil established diplomatic relations in 1981. In recent years, both countries have demonstrated a shared determination to strengthen bilateral cooperation and expand engagement across various sectors. The establishment of resident embassies in Kigali and Brasilia has enhanced structured dialogue and sustained cooperation. In November 2024, upon invitation by the government of Brazil, Rwanda joined the Global Alliance Against Hunger and Poverty initiative as a founding member. To date, Rwanda and Brazil have signed several agreements and memorandum of understanding which provide a strong legal and institutional foundation for bilateral cooperation. These include the MOU on the promotion of South-to-South cooperation in agriculture, strengthening and food security, bilateral air services agreement signed in 2019, and the agreement on cooperation in the field of education signed during the 2025 School Meals Coalition Summit in Fortaleza, Brazil.
Thank you, Enora, for that report. Now, farmers working in designated food reserve zones have said that the output from these areas is giving hope of achieving the national target of increasing agricultural production by 6% annually. The Ministry of Agriculture and Animal Resources has indicated that these food reserve zones are being further strengthened after assessments have shown that projected production has increased by 10%. In food reserve zones where rice has been cultivated, farmers have been engaged in harvesting activities. For other crops such as beans and potatoes, harvesting has already been completed, leaving maize, wheat, and other selected crops still in the fields. Farmers operating in these food reserve zones have said that the yields being recorded reflect a picture of food self-sufficiency and surplus for market supply. These food reserve zones are agricultural lands where selected crops are grown, with farmers being provided with all the necessary inputs as well as support from agricultural extension officers who monitor crop growth on a daily basis. The State Minister in the Ministry of Agriculture and Animal Resources, Dr. Solange Wituze, has said that these food reserve zones were introduced as a pilot during the current agricultural season that is coming to an end, and that the next season will place special emphasis on them. The Ministry of Agriculture and Animal Resources has indicated that the country has 13,379 food reserve zones, covering a total area of 495,155 hectares. Farmers have been cultivating with the assurance of having buyers for their produce. The government's second phase of the National Strategy for Transformation provides that by 2029, agricultural production will have increased by 50% with an annual growth rate of 6%. As malaria infections continue to increase in a number of districts here in Rwanda, residents have been urged to strengthen preventive measures by consistently sleeping under mosquito nets and spraying insecticides inside their homes. At a time when malaria has clearly resurged, despite measures that had previously reduced it, figures released by the Rwanda Biomedical Center have shown that since 2019, 145 people above the age of 5 have died from the disease, with deaths steadily rising every year. Currently, Gisagara district has been leading in the number of malaria cases, followed by Gasabo, Kicukiro, Nyagatare, Bugesera, and Nyarugenge. And on that note, we've come to the end of tonight's English Bulletin. Thank you for sticking with us on behalf of the news production team. My name is Martina Avera, and until next time, stay safe and have a good night.